Welcome back to the channel Wisdom of Stoicism. Have you ever been called out, mocked, or laughed at in front of everyone? Maybe it was at work, during a conversation, or even online. In that moment, your heart races, your face gets hot, and all you want to do is strike back or disappear. We've all been there. But here's the question. What if you didn't react with anger, or shame, or silence? What if you responded like Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, who was insulted, betrayed, and humiliated, yet never let it break him? He didn't fight back. He didn't crumble. He rose above it, with wisdom, grace, and unshakable strength. In this video, we're diving into 7 powerful Stoic responses that Marcus Aurelius lived by, so that the next time someone tries to embarrass you, you'll know exactly what to do. No panic. No drama, just pure inner power. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you handle disrespect for the rest of your life. Reason 1. Understand the source. Don't take it personally. When someone humiliates you, your first instinct might be to take it personally. You might feel hurt, angry, or even confused. But Marcus Aurelius teaches us something very important. When someone tries to humiliate you, it often says more about them than it does about you. Think about that for a moment. People who insult, mock, or belittle others are usually struggling with their own problems. Maybe they feel insecure. Maybe they are jealous. Or maybe they just want attention. When you understand this, it changes everything. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whenever someone has done wrong, understand that they think it was the right thing to do." This means that when someone humiliates you, they don't see their actions as wrong. To them, their words or behavior make sense, even if it feels painful to you. Here's the powerful part. You don't have to absorb their negativity. You don't have to let their words define you. Instead, you can realize that their humiliation is a reflection of their own inner struggles. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're at work, and a coworker suddenly makes a joke at your expense in front of others. It's embarrassing. It stings. But instead of feeling angry or ashamed, pause and ask yourself, why would they do this? Are they feeling threatened by your success? Are they trying to make themselves look better by putting you down? Often that's the case. Marcus Aurelius faced this many times. As a Roman emperor, he was constantly surrounded by people who wanted power or attention. Many tried to humiliate him, spread rumors, or challenge his authority. But he never let it shake him. Why? Because he understood the source. He knew that their insults came from weakness, not strength. This understanding is like putting on armor. When you realize that humiliation is about them, you protect yourself from its impact. You don't waste your energy reacting to it or feeling hurt. Instead, you keep your focus on your own values and goals. This idea is especially important for viewers in the USA, where competition and comparison are everywhere. Social media, work, and even family can sometimes feel like battlegrounds. People might judge or humiliate you out of their own insecurities. But if you can remember Marcus Aurelius's lesson, don't take it personally, you'll start to see things differently. Another way to think about this is like this. If a stranger on the street yells something rude at you, do you let it ruin your day? Probably not. You understand that their words say more about their mood or situation than about who you are. It's the same with humiliation in life's bigger moments. This doesn't mean you ignore harmful behavior or let people walk all over you. It means you take a step back emotionally and don't give their humiliation the power to control your feelings. You can even practice saying quietly to yourself when you feel humiliated, "This is about them, not me." This small mental shift helps you stay calm and clear-headed. In fact, Marcus Aurelius's ability to do this helped him become one of the most respected and calm leaders in history. He didn't waste time feeling offended or upset by insults. Instead, he kept his mind focused on what really mattered: justice, wisdom, and kindness. So next time someone humiliates you, pause. Think about who they are and why they might be acting that way. Understand that their behavior is a reflection of their own struggles, not your worth. When you do this, you take the first powerful step in overcoming humiliation. You choose strength over weakness. You choose peace over anger. This is the Stoic way: understanding, patience, and control. And it all begins with one simple truth. Don't take it personally. Reason 2. Control the inner reaction. When someone humiliates you, the hardest part isn't what they say or do. It's how your mind reacts inside. That feeling of anger bubbling up, the heat of embarrassment, or the sudden urge to lash back. These are natural. But Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, teaches us something very powerful. You have control over your mind. He says, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This means the insult itself doesn't have to ruin your peace. The pain only becomes real if you let it. Think about it. How many times have you been burned not by what others did, but by how you reacted? The moment you feel humiliated, your mind can spiral. You replay the words. You imagine what others think of you. You may even start hating yourself. But none of that is forced on you. It is a choice. And Marcus Aurelius believed that the greatest power lies in choosing your response wisely. Imagine a calm lake. When a stone is thrown into it, ripples spread. But the lake itself stays still. You want to be that lake. The stone, the insult, will make waves on the surface, but deep down you remain peaceful. Marcus Aurelius faced humiliation many times. People insulted him, challenged his authority, even questioned his decisions. But instead of reacting with anger or revenge, he focused on his inner calm. His mind was his fortress. He controlled how he felt no matter what others said or did. Here's an example. Once, a rival senator mocked Marcus during a public meeting. The insult was sharp and loud. The crowd laughed. Many would have fired back with anger, maybe even humiliation. But Marcus stayed silent. He didn't let his emotions control him. Instead, he focused on his duty and kept his calm. His silence was stronger than any angry words. Why is this so important for you? Because reacting emotionally to humiliation often makes things worse. You give power to the person insulting you. You lose your peace, your focus, and sometimes even your confidence. But if you can learn to control your inner reaction, you take back that power. Here's a simple step you can practice next time someone humiliates you. Take a deep breath. Pause. Give yourself a moment before you respond. This small pause creates space. Space to think. Space to choose your reaction. Marcus would remind you to ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will reacting change the situation for the better? Most of the time, the answer is no. The insult is temporary. Your response is permanent. Controlling your reaction doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend to be unaffected. It means you stay calm enough to see the situation clearly. It means you refuse to let your emotions dictate your actions. And it means you protect your peace, no matter what is happening around you. If you practice this regularly, something amazing happens. You stop being a victim of insults and humiliation. Instead, you become a master of your emotions. You stay composed, confident, and clear-headed even in the toughest moments. And here's the best part people notice. When you remain calm under pressure, others respect you more. They see strength, not weakness. That silent control is more powerful than any angry outburst. So, the next time someone humiliates you, remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you react. Control your mind and you control your life. The insult is just noise. Your peace is your choice. Reason 3. Don't react, reflect. Here's something most people never stop to think about. When someone humiliates you, the natural instinct is to react. You want to say something back, prove them wrong, make them feel what you're feeling. That's normal. It's human. But Marcus Aurelius teaches something very different. He teaches us to reflect before we react. You see, reacting is easy. It's emotional. But reflecting, that takes strength. That takes control. And Stoicism is all about control, not over the outside world, but over yourself. Marcus wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." What does that mean? It means the insult didn't humiliate you. You let it humiliate you. You gave it meaning. You gave it power. Let's break this down with something simple. Imagine someone laughs at your ideas in front of others. You feel the heat rise in your chest. You feel embarrassed, maybe even angry. Now pause. Step back for a second. What actually happened? Someone laughed. That's it. A sound came from their mouth. It didn't punch you. It didn't break your bones. But it did something worse. It made you question yourself. And that's where Stoicism comes in. Marcus believed that we should examine the insult before we let it settle in our hearts. Is it true? Is it fair? Is it useful? And if not, why give it your energy? This is what Marcus did all his life. He faced betrayal, false accusations, harsh criticisms, and yet, he never responded with rage or revenge. Instead, he reflected. He wrote. He processed his emotions privately so he could respond wisely in public. He didn't just blurt out whatever came to mind. He knew words have power, and so does silence. Here's a powerful line from him. Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. So the next time someone embarrasses you, remember this. You don't owe anyone an immediate reaction. You don't need to clap back or defend yourself on the spot. You can pause, reflect, and choose a response that reflects your values, not your ego. Let me tell you something. Strong people don't react fast. They slow down. They think. They wait. And when they speak, their words carry weight. So ask yourself, are you reacting to prove something? Or are you reflecting to protect your peace? Because the person who humiliated you, they've already forgotten, but you're still carrying it. It's time to drop the burden and pick up your dignity. Marcus Aurelius faced enemies far more dangerous than social media trolls, gossip, or office politics. But his greatest battles? They were within. So don't fight back with noise. Win with wisdom. And that's how a true Stoic handles humiliation. Reason 4. Hold on to your dignity. When someone humiliates you, the first thing they try to take is your dignity. Not your money, not your job, not your position, your self-respect. They want to make you feel small. They want to see if they can pull you down to their level. And the truth is, most people fall into the trap. They shout back. They react. They try to win the argument. But Marcus Aurelius, he did the opposite. He knew something very important. He knew that when you stay calm in the face of humiliation, you're not weak. You're wise. You're strong. And you're in control. Dignity is not about always being right. It's about standing tall, even when others try to drag you down. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine someone laughs at you in public. Maybe they call you stupid. Maybe they make fun of the way you look or speak or dress. Everyone's watching. Your heart races. You feel your face get warm. You want to strike back. You want to say something clever. You want revenge. But what if you didn't? What if you just looked at them, nodded, and walked away? Sounds strange, right? But that silence, that poise is power. And in that moment, you just proved something huge. That their opinion doesn't define you. Your reaction does. Marcus Aurelius was once mocked by a young senator during a debate. The senator said something rude about Marcus being too gentle to lead an empire. The room fell silent. People expected Marcus to get angry. But he didn't. Instead, he calmly replied, "It's better to be gentle and right than harsh and wrong." The room stayed quiet, but now with respect. You see, when you keep your dignity, you're not letting the other person win. You're showing them they've already lost because they lost control of their emotions and you didn't. There's a famous Stoic idea that says, you can't control what others say or do, but you can control whether you give them the keys to your peace. So why hand over the keys? Why let someone else decide how you feel about yourself? Your dignity is your foundation. When everything else shakes, your job, your relationships, your reputation, it's your dignity that keeps you steady. And sometimes the most powerful move is to say nothing at all. Because silence doesn't mean weakness. Silence means, I've already won. I don't need to prove it to you. People will remember how you respond. And if you respond with grace, with maturity, And with peace, you don't just walk away with your dignity. You walk away with respect. So the next time someone tries to humiliate you, remember this: you don't have to fight them. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to hold on to your dignity and walk away taller than before. That's not running away. That's rising above. And that is what a true Stoic would do. Reason 5. Use the pain as fuel. Sometimes humiliation hits you so hard, it feels like your chest sinks, like you're carrying a heavy stone inside you. Your mind replays that moment over and over. The way they laughed, the look on people's faces, the silence that followed. But here's the truth: humiliation can either break you or build you. Marcus Aurelius believed that pain has a purpose, if you choose to see it. He wrote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the path." That means what hurts you can guide you. What brings you shame can give you strength, but only if you turn and face it. Think about this: almost every successful person you admire, at some point they were humiliated. They were laughed at. They were told, "You're not good enough." Let's bring it closer to home. Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. When she was just starting out as a news anchor, her boss told her she was unfit for television. Yes, Oprah, one of the most powerful media personalities in the world today. She was once humiliated for being too emotional, too expressive, too different. But what did she do? She didn't scream. She didn't beg for validation. She didn't shrink. She rose. She used that pain as fuel. She told herself, "I'm not what they say I am. I am what I choose to become." And Marcus Aurelius would have smiled at that. Because pain, when used wisely, builds endurance. Shame, when faced with courage, builds identity. And failure, when embraced with humility, builds wisdom. Let's say you're in school or at work, and you were laughed at for giving the wrong answer. That moment stings, doesn't it? You feel exposed, small, maybe even stupid. But instead of shutting down, what if you said, "Okay, that hurt, but now I know what I didn't know. I just got stronger." Now, you're not running away from the pain, you're running through it. Marcus Aurelius wrote his personal journals during a time of war, betrayal, and loss. He didn't write them to show the world he was perfect. He wrote them to remind himself of who he was, especially in the moments when everything was falling apart. If someone humiliates you, use it. Let it be the reminder that your self-worth doesn't depend on their words. Let it be the reason you sharpen your mind, train harder, get wiser. Let it be the moment that flips the script on your story. In the end, it's not about revenge. It's about rebirth. So the next time someone tries to tear you down in front of others, don't waste your energy trying to fight back. Don't let your ego speak for you. Take that pain, write it down, look at it and say, "I'm going to grow from this." That's what real strength looks like. That's what Stoicism teaches. Not to run from pain, but to turn it into power. Reason 6. Practice indifference to insults. Let's talk about something most people never master: indifference to insults. Now, I don't mean pretending like it didn't bother you while you're boiling inside. I mean truly reaching a place where what they say doesn't touch your peace at all. That's what Marcus Aurelius practiced. That's what Stoicism teaches. Think about it. Someone throws words at you, maybe in public, maybe online, maybe even from someone close. It stings. Naturally, your ego wants to bite back, prove them wrong, say something sharper. But ask yourself, what does reacting give you? Just more pain, more stress, more drama. Marcus Aurelius believed that insults are like wind. They pass unless you choose to chase them. He wrote, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't be." He wasn't being naive. He was being powerful. He knew the truth. An insult only has power if you accept it. Picture this. You're walking down the street and a stranger shouts something rude at you from across the road. You stop. You turn around. You shout back. You carry that anger home. That insult now owns your mood, your mind, your entire day. But what if you just kept walking? What if you didn't even flinch? That's indifference, not weakness, but discipline. Because here's the truth. Insults are a test. not of your reputation, but of your self-control. And if you pass that test, you grow. You become unshakable. Let me tell you a quick story from the ancient world. The Stoic philosopher Zeno was once insulted in front of a crowd. A loudmouth man mocked him, laughed at his clothes, and said, "You look like a beggar pretending to be wise." Zeno smiled gently and replied, "And yet I feel no shame, because your opinion is not truth. No anger, no yelling, just calm, power in silence." You see, the Stoics had a rule: don't wrestle with pigs. Because even if you win, you still get dirty. When someone insults you, especially publicly, they want a reaction. They want to pull you down to their emotional level. Don't give them that satisfaction. Instead, take a breath. Ask yourself, does this insult define me? Or does my reaction define me? Because that's what matters. In the modern world, insults come from all directions. Social media comments, office gossip, family tension. People love to throw shade when they're bitter, bored, or jealous. But your peace? That's yours to protect. One of the strongest moves you can make is to not respond. Not because you're weak, but because your energy is too valuable to waste. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time proving people wrong. He proved himself right by living with honor, by thinking deeply, and by never letting small minds shake his great mind. So next time someone tries to insult you, remember, it's not your job to react. It's your power to rise above. And sometimes silence is the loudest answer of all. Reason 7. Remember, you are bigger than the moment. We all have those moments where humiliation feels like it swallows us whole. Maybe someone mocks you in front of your friends, or a coworker publicly dismisses your idea. In that instant, it feels like the whole world is watching. Your heart races, your mind freezes, and your confidence takes a hit. But here's the thing Marcus Aurelius understood, and what you need to remember: you are so much bigger than that one moment. One embarrassing moment, one harsh word, one instance of public shame. None of it defines who you really are. Life isn't made up of single scenes. It's a full story. And this moment is just a tiny, fleeting part of yours. Marcus Aurelius was no stranger to being humiliated. Even as emperor, the most powerful man in the ancient world, he faced insults and betrayals. But instead of letting those moments control him, he kept his focus on something greater: his purpose, his values, and his long-term vision. He reminds us that humiliation only has the power we give it. In Meditations, he says, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Simply put, it's not the insult or embarrassment that hurts, but how much you let it hurt you. And here's a little secret. Most people don't even remember those humiliating moments. Think about the last time you laughed at someone else's mistake. Can you recall it clearly? Chances are no. Time moves on, and so does the memory of that moment. So next time you face humiliation, take a breath. Remind yourself this moment is temporary. It's just noise in the background of your life. You decide how much space it takes up. You can let it define you, or you can choose to rise above it. Walk away if you need to. Smile quietly if you want to, or simply say nothing. That calm, silent strength, that's real power, because it shows you refuse to be controlled by someone else's words or actions. Remember, you are not your worst moment. You are your response to it. Your character shines brightest when you keep your dignity, even when others try to take it from you. Marcus Aurelius showed us that your worth isn't based on public approval or insults. It's rooted in your integrity and how you carry yourself when no one's applauding. So when humiliation comes your way, don't panic. Don't react on impulse. Instead, remind yourself, I am bigger than this. This moment does not own me. That mindset, that quiet confidence, that's the mark of true strength. That's the way of the Stoic. That's how you become unshakable. And that, my friend, is exactly what Marcus Aurelius would want you to remember. When someone humiliates you, it can feel like a heavy blow. It hurts, it stings, and sometimes it even shakes your confidence. But remember this, humiliation only has power if you give it power. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers, teaches us that true strength lies not in reacting with anger or shame, but in controlling how we respond. You have control over your mind, your emotions, and your dignity. When you face humiliation, choose to stay calm, reflect, and hold your head high. Don't let the actions or words of others define your worth. Every insult or harsh word reveals more about the person saying it than it does about you. They may be struggling with their own fears or insecurities. So instead of reacting, try to understand where they're coming from. Use their negativity as fuel to grow stronger, wiser, and more confident. Let every difficult moment be a chance to build your character and resilience. Remember, your dignity is yours alone. No one can take it unless you let them. The next time someone tries to humiliate you, pause and ask yourself, does this truly matter? Will this moment define who I am? Most of the time, it won't. You are bigger than any one insult or embarrassing situation. Keep your focus on your long-term growth, your values, and your peace of mind. This is the power of Stoic philosophy in action. If this video helped you see humiliation in a new light, please take a moment to like and share it with someone who might need this message. Leave a comment below telling us how you handled difficult moments or what Stoic lesson has helped you most. And don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom from Marcus Aurelius and other great Stoics. Together, let's learn to face life's challenges with strength, calm, and dignity.